This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Huge news out of women's soccer. The National League has permanently banned former Portland Thorns coach Paul Riley after he was accused of harassment. All that comes as the team is announcing its new head coach. We have the latest on both of those stories coming up.
Meanwhile, schools in Seattle are suing some of the biggest social media platforms on the planet, claiming they have a negative impact on students' mental health. We spoke to an OHSU psychiatry professor to get her take on the issue. We'll hear from her coming up in 5 minutes. Plus,
this is where all your dreams come true.
A Broadway musical full of energy, plenty of sizzle too, has hit the stage in Portland. We'll let you know how long you have to catch Moulin Rouge, the musical, at the Keller Auditorium, and what cast members are saying about their time here in Portland.
I just had an epiphany. That should be the Sunrise tagline, where all your dreams come true.
With sizzle, I like the
sizzle.
Sizzle part of that.
I know, that's going to be fun to see. Can't wait for your report. Good morning, everyone. You were doing a little dance over here about the forecast.
That's because I have time to dance, because the weather's quiet today. So, just going to hang out.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
You were kind of stiff there, my friend.
jeez Louise, it's 5:01, man. 6 o'clock hour, I will be alive.
Showers moving away to the north. There is a little bit of action way down to our south around Medford. We do have at least a shower chance in the forecast this evening. But during the daytime hours today, we will be completely dry. We're generally partly cloudy out there right now. That's allowing temps to fall off. 34 Vancouver. We have dense fog out around the Hillsborough Airport, where it's also 34 degrees. Salem 38. Most of us well above freezing despite the partly cloudy skies. PDX right now 39. Winds are to about 10 miles per hour, a little breezier out near the gorge. 47 to noon. I think we will be up to 50 for a high and 48 at 5 o'clock. Enjoy a nice Tuesday.
All right, Rod, we'll have more from you coming up here in a few minutes. But right now, something we're keeping an eye on this morning, a major power outage in Vancouver. Clark Public Utilities says an accident around 1 o'clock this morning caused thousands of people to lose power, and they're still working to restore it. So at last check, about 1,200 customers were still without power. Again, Clark Public Utilities saying that this car accident involved transmission lines that feed into multiple substations. So they say it could be a while before this issue is completely fixed.
The National Women's Soccer League has permanently banned 4 coaches, including former Portland Thorns coach Paul Riley. Late last month, the league and its Players Association released a commissioned report reiterating what a prior report from October found that detailed alleged widespread abuse and misconduct. Riley was one of the people at the center of the reports, accused of harassment and sexual coercion, which he denied. The NWSL also fined the Thorns $1 million. Meantime, owner Merritt Paulson plans to sell the club but will maintain ownership of the Timbers.
Well, the Portland Thorns have a new head coach, and it's somebody the players are very familiar with. The team promoted assistant coach Mike Norris to lead the team next season.
Our Devin Haskins is live with us this morning. And Devin, how are the players reacting to this news?
Yeah, very positive reaction to the hiring. Multiple players throwing their support for Mike Norris on Twitter. Golabella Bixby writing, "It's a wonderful person. So happy to have Mike stay on. Excited to get 2023 underway." Moving on to Christine Sinclair, forward for the team. She says, "Cannot wait to get the season started. Great coach, great person. Let's go." And forward Morgan Weaver saying, "Excited to get next season started with a great coach." So who is Mike Norris? Norris, relatively new to the team, joining the Thorns last year as an assistant coach. He's originally from Newcastle, England, previously worked with teams at national and club levels in Canada. And that includes time with the Canadian women's national team during their gold medal run in 2020.
Obviously, a huge honour. Very grateful to be named the head coach of the Portland Thorns. Obviously, a club with great history of success, terrific fan base, which I got to experience last year. So just really proud and excited for the challenge ahead and to get started.
All right, so Norris replaces Rhian Wilkinson. Wilkinson resigned in December after the team won the NWSL championship in her first season. The players had asked her to resign. She stepped down after a league investigation cleared her of wrongdoing after she exchanged text with a player where they expressed a mutual romantic interest.
You know that somebody knows who shot Nick. We know they do. If there was justice for the crimes, maybe the crimes would decrease.
Family and friends gathered to remember a Portland man who was murdered last October. They're asking for anyone who knows anything about this to come forward. Nick Hammonds was one of 96 homicides in Portland last year, the most ever in the city in a single year. And his case remains unsolved. Police say someone shot and killed Hammond in the early morning hours of October 1st. It happened near Northeast 162nd and Sandy Boulevard. Hammond's parents say he had been living in a motel nearby, and now they're asking for justice. They say not just for Hammond, but also for the 95 others murdered in Portland last year.
He's much more than a number or a statistic. He has a lot of people that love him and miss him, and I miss him terribly.
Crime Stoppers of Oregon is offering up to a $2,500 reward for information that leads to the arrest of Hammond's killer. You can remain anonymous. We've posted more about this story on KGW.com.
Other headlines we're tracking this morning. The man accused of savagely mauling a senior citizen at a Max platform in Gresham will be back in court this morning. The hearing is meant to try and keep 25-year-old Corin Kramer in jail as his case works its way through the legal system. He's charged with assault for attacking a 78-year-old man last week, biting off his ear and chewing off part of his face. He told police he was using drugs and alcohol at the time, and he believed the victim was a robot who was trying to kill him. Kramer is currently in custody without bail. A landslide in southern Oregon has shut down Highway 101 in both directions. This is 12 miles south of Port Orford. As you can see, the road split apart. The pavement cracked and buckled, with some sections dropping 12 feet. ODOT says there's no local detour and no word when the road may reopen. A 2-mile stretch of Northwest Germantown Road is closed until tomorrow evening here in the Portland area. PBOT crews are working to clear rock, soil, and trees that are blocking the stormwater system. Officials say recent heavy rain caused the problem. The closure is between Skyline Boulevard and Northwest Bridge Avenue. People living nearby can still get to their homes. PBOT expects everything to be clear by 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. And those are some of your Tuesday headlines.
A new study shows social media might be changing how young people's brains develop. Researchers at the University of North Carolina looked at 169 6th and 7th graders in a rural part of the state over 3 years. The study found the brains of students who checked social media more often were more sensitive to seeing things like likes, dislikes, and emojis. That's compared to those who didn't. Those changes could be seen on brain scans. We talked to a professor of psychiatry and neuroscience at OHSU who says we can't directly blame social media.
You can't infer causality here. You can't say that their brains developed in this way because of that type of social media use. You can only say that people who have that type of social media use at age 12 have different brain trajectories.
So Seattle Public Schools just filed a lawsuit against social media giants, including Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram. The district argues that Facebook and Instagram and other social media giants violated the state's public nuisance law by negatively impacting mental health among youth in the state. Meta responded with a statement saying, in part, it wants teens to be safe and encourages breaks.
Rod Hill, Weatherman's Choice. Do you want to talk about social media before your weather hit, or do you want to talk about baked goods?
Oh, baby. Give me some icing on whatever you're making. A little glaze.
This is Sparrow.
Oh, that's cool.
Really
Wow.
cool. Sparrow Bakery is what we're checking out this morning. This is their St. John's neighborhood location, just off North Lombard Street in North Portland. They also have a spot in Bend that some of you may be familiar with. So their signature baked good item, they say, is their ocean roll.
Oh.
And apparently that's what they're putting together right there. They say on their website it is, quote, their most beloved pastry.
Beloved?
It's
I
beloved.
like that. Wow.
It's cardamom vanilla sugar rolled up in traditional croissant dough.
Oh, croissant dough? Heck
Croissant
yes.
dough.
Oh my gosh,
What's
this
going
is
on?
industrial strength cinnamon roll making. Look at that. I've never seen so many of those. Just like, you know, what do you call that?
Those are like pizza cutters almost, just
There
like
you
a
go.
bunch of them in a row.
Oh, don't cut it. I want it whole.
It's like 3 feet long. This is incredible.
This reminds me of Sunday, 2
They're
days ago.
scoring 'em.
I was trying to make chili in my kitchen, right?
Oh, yeah,
trying to
yeah.
make chili, and I was lacking in knives. And I was literally cutting up the peppers for this chili with a butter knife.
No.
That took me about 2.5 hours, but eventually that chili got done.
Let me give you a tip, because I know you don't care. You know, if you're making cinnamon rolls and you don't want to squish the dough because the knife kind of collapses it, you take unwaxed dental floss.
Yes, I've done that.
See?
And it works.
Right?
Unused as well, we should say, probably.
Oh, of course you would have to ask that. You can do what you want at your house.
Just saying, Brenda Braxton.
Yes, you are just saying.
That just cuts right down through it, though. The
Yeah, it
dental
does.
floss.
Yep, perfect. Yep.
Wow, Christine agreed. Oh, that's all right. I did not know that. Thank you. All right. Hey, coming up in the 5:30 half hour, an update on the fact that the storm pattern just continues to slam into California. You can see the rain down there right now. We are in, as forecasters, we call today's flow pattern as splitting, meaning the rain kind of goes to the north, stays to our south. We're in the middle. There we are, in the middle. We have partly cloudy skies, stars twinkling up top unless you have fog. Right now, the fog pockets are showing up out on the west side, Scappoose to Hillsboro. Not terribly dense. We've got some fog down around Salem. That's kind of lifted, and there's a fog pocket a little bit farther south. So with the partly cloudy skies and winds generally calm to about 5 or 10 miles per hour away from the gorge, I would expect that we could have some more fog pockets by morning. But that's it. I mean, it's really nice. You see temps are now in the 30s due to our dry, partly cloudy night, 38 in Kelso. It's freezing down in Eugene this morning, current temperatures there. Futurecast shows the sunshine this morning, unless you have fog. There will be clouds coming in tonight from the south. So here we are at 3:30 in the afternoon. And models are insistent that we could actually see a shower or two this evening and overnight tonight. This may or may not happen. If it does, it wouldn't be much. And if it doesn't happen, we'll be dry until rain comes in tomorrow afternoon. Here we are tomorrow morning, back to dry weather, partly cloudy skies. Here's the next wave of rain hitting the I-5 corridor 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. There's a warm front that comes in tomorrow night. That will bring us a surge of pretty good rain, I think. And then Thursday into Friday, we still have snow levels at least 7,000 feet, maybe even higher than that, up over the Cascades. Okay, so back to today, early fog pockets in the valley, otherwise a partly cloudy day. That shower chance this evening. Winds kind of variable down in Marion County today, 5 to 15, highs reaching into the low 50s. And then tonight, it would depend on how many clouds we have, how thick those clouds are in terms of how low the temperatures will be. All right. 50 today, PM rain develops tomorrow, rain at times Thursday and Friday. There's that warm weather. I still think you folks in Salem and Albany could be close to 60 on Friday, depending on how much rain you see or don't see. 56 in Portland. Right now, Saturday looks like it's not that wet, and then rain picks up a little bit Sunday and into Dr. Martin Luther King Day, our holiday on Monday, and that is your forecast.